Uh, Well, welcome everybody. We're glad to have you here. I'm Becky Tangwell with I Take the Lead, and this is our first networking webinar of the new year. So happy New Year, everybody. We have Luke Adams who's going to be talking to us today. And first, I just want to share a little bit about what we're doing and the agenda. We started the networking webinars back in October. We've been in business for about 15 years now, 15 years this month. And I've noticed through the years that some people just really struggle at networking. And we thought, well, gosh, wouldn't it be great if we gave them one more added opportunity to learn different techniques they could use, different tips that they could use to improve their networking skills. Because networking, as Luke would tell you, is the best way to market your business. And so we started the networking webinars. We took off a couple weeks for the holidays, but we're back up and rolling, and we have a full lineup for the rest of the month. And in just a minute, you're going to get to hear from Luke Adams, who's a marketing consultant. He is a member here in the Portland area. He's a member of the B2B group. And Luke, how long have you been a member?
Since 2007.
Are you kidding? Wow. Almost 8 years. Good heavens. Wow.
Yes. Time goes fast when you're having fun.
Yes. And Luke's kind of like my little brother. I think the world of him. So he's a newlywed too. So anyway, I am gonna just share a little bit. I had slides, but I'm not putting them up. I Take the Lead right now. We're in several states. If we are not in you can always contact me if we're not in a state where you're at. There's always a chance that we'll start a franchise there. But in the meantime, if you like what you hear on these different webinars and you want to take the tools and the tips that you're learning about and utilize them by joining one of our I Take the Lead groups, just go ahead and contact me. You'll get the email automatically. Today, later on today, I think about 6 or 7 this evening, you'll be getting the automatic replay. So if you have to leave or if you have to take a call or you get interrupted for any reason, you'll be able to hear the replay for today's webinar. So at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Luke. He's going to be sharing networking or marketing versus sales and how does networking fit in. And so I'm excited to have him. So Luke, I'll let you take over.
Thank you very much. And it looks like my video camera is not cooperating as far as my webcam today. But if anyone has any questions, don't hesitate to ask, and Becky will say it out loud so that everyone hears it even when they're not online. To start with, I want to say that I am with CR Squared Marketing, and I launched this brand about a year and a half. Actually, sorry, wow. It's been over 2 years that I've been a consultant for marketing. And I've been doing marketing for over 15 years, and I primarily do marketing through networking. And I train people on how to maximize it for their own business. It doesn't matter what type of business you're in. It doesn't matter what type of product or service you have. It's about making connections. And that's what networking is all about, but that's also what marketing is all about. So marketing is about really establishing a good rapport with other people. So to start with today, I have a presentation here. Unfortunately, my website wasn't updated. There will be an outline on this on the website, or you can contact Becky or myself, and we can get it for you. Let me just share my screen really quick. And here we go. Can you see that, Becky?
Yeah, it's not the full screen like it was.
It's not?
Nope.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Hold on one second. One more time. Let me just try to fix this so that everyone can see it. There we go. I went back to the old way of doing it.
Oh, okay, there you go. Yep, perfect. Thanks, Luke.
Okay. So to start with, what we're going to do is marketing versus sales. You can get all of this information again later today. It will be up at CR Squared Marketing. It will be an outline handout, so you can always listen back to this and it will be filled in for you. To start with, I want to say we're going to cover three things. Number one, we're going to talk about what marketing is. Then what we're going to do is we're going to talk about what sales is. I think that there's a misconception in a lot of people's minds, the difference between the two. And as I said before, because we're going to be talking on these subjects, please feel free to ask a question. Because I'm sharing my entire screen, I won't see it, but Becky will, and she'll ask that through the webinar. And then lastly is, how does networking fit into marketing and sales? So marketing, what is marketing? I normally am having interactive presentations here, and I might ask some questions and have Becky get some feedback. But my definition of marketing, and there's no right or wrong, so this is just my definition. My definition is that it's anything that builds credibility, relationship, or reputation. The reason that I came up with CR Squared, gee, funny, C is credibility, and the two R's are relationship and reputation, is that I really wanted to let people know about the fact that credibility, how do people view you before they meet you? Credibility is how people view you before they meet you. That's really important. If you think about it, before you even go into a Nike store or you wear a pair of Nike shoes, you think about quality athletic apparel. Same thing with Adidas. You see certain things. Maybe you see a basketball player, but that is their credibility. They have a credible image that you feel that you can trust the products and services that they offer. Secondly is relationship. Relationship is a really important part of marketing because as you build your relationship with somebody, it's going to determine whether or not they're going to stay with you longer, they're going to be with you on a regular basis, and that they have more trust with you. And then reputation is after you've worked with somebody, how do they feel about you? If they feel that you are a reputable person, that you offer products and services at a good price, at an affordable, quality for price, you have good quality for a good price, they're going to keep coming back time and time and time again. So I often say credibility is how people view you before they work with you. Relationship is how they view you while you're working with them or while you're dealing with them. And reputation is how they view you after you've worked with them. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Well, Becky, you're going to have to be the audience participation for me.
Right. Well, they've been asking a couple questions, but not for you. It's just about the replay, and so I've been providing that. So. Awesome,
awesome. So marketing is anything that builds these three things, and I tell people all the time that I have a question that often comes up. Isn't credibility and reputation the same thing? And as I described before, credibility is how people view you before they meet you. Reputation is after they've worked with you. Credibility will build reputation. Reputation will build credibility. So they are going hand in hand, but they are not the same. And excuse me one quick second. Sorry about this. I have a incoming call that I have to mute.
Oh, okay.
I hear that little chiming thing, and I need to make sure that it goes away. Okay, perfect.
Now oh, okay. Never mind. Your slide's up again. Okay.
I just had to tab out for a second.
Yeah.
So again, credibility, relationship, and reputation lend to each other, but they are not. They can't be. You can't do any one in a vacuum. But you have to think of it as a continuity across all of your marketing. If you're building a business and you've got a business card, that business card will lend initial credibility of the quality of products and services that you're offering. And then as you build a relationship, that's going to determine whether or not they're going to be a long-term client or a short-term client. And reputation, how many referrals will that person generate, or how often will they come back for other products and services? So the second part is sales. The sales process, in my opinion, and I've got this slide flipped a little bit, the sales process starts when a client communicates a need or a want for your product and service. I think that a lot of sales people that are out there don't understand when the sales process starts. The sales process, a lot of people think it's as soon as I meet a prospect. As soon as I meet somebody, I'm selling to them. But in actuality, if you were to take that, turn it back and step back a step and say, okay, I'm not going to try to sell somebody until they say, I might need that, I might want that, or I definitely need that. Then you start feeling less desperate, and you're just educating people. I help people build credibility, and you start teaching people about what you do so that they can have an opportunity to answer, yes, that's exactly what I need. How can we move forward with this? Can you give me, can we sit down for a meeting? Can you give me a proposal? When marketing is done right, when you've done all the education, when you've built a good brand, when you have demonstrated that you are knowledgeable about what you do, sales is a simple transaction. I've asked people sometimes, I've said, have you ever had somebody that says, I want your stuff, where do I sign? They don't ask about price, they don't ask about when, they don't ask anything else. They say, I need you, where do I sign? That is when marketing has been done perfect. You've either built credibility with them through maybe a referral from somebody else, so that the reputation from a previous client has given you instant credibility with somebody, or you've given them the right series of information, whether it be through seminars, workshops, brochures, whatever, that they feel that you are the right person for them. So marketing, when it's done right, turns sales into a simple transaction. Sales, I say, happens between marketing activities because marketing never stops. The only time that marketing should ever stop is when you're planning on closing your doors and stopping business. If you want to attract clients, if you're trying to sell your business, whatever you're doing as far as your business, whether you're trying to sell it or whether you're trying to build it, whatever, you're constantly going to be marketing. Your business will be worth more if you're planning on selling it with a strong pipeline of customers coming in. Your business will be worth more to you as a business owner if you have more clients. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. But you know, something I want to mention, and I know you've seen it too, Luke. What happens when a company starts, they cut back? Where is it they usually cut back first?
Actually, it's really funny. I was at a seminar, and I'll answer that question in just 1 second, Becky. I was at a seminar back in 2007, actually. This was kind of funny. It was a marketing summit, and the president and CEO of Lucy Activewear. Did you know about Lucy Activewear?
No.
Lucy is a female-oriented retail chain. It sells yoga pants and athletic apparel for women.
Oh, okay.
But Lucy had great marketing success. And the person asked this question, and I would like you to, I'm going to ask for audience participation, so I want people to answer this question. How much, whether you're a small business, a big business, it doesn't matter, and if you think that it does matter, go ahead and put that into your answer. How much should a company's marketing budget be? And do it as a percentage.
Like 20% or 50% or whatever?
Yeah, like 20% of your net profit. Let's do it as a percentage of net profit.
Okay.
Are you getting some answers in there?
Not yet. Okay, everybody. Nope. No answers yet. So go ahead and tell us what you think.
Okay.
Mary Sassera, and I probably butchered that. Sorry, Mary. 15% of net profits.
15%?
Edgar says 35%.
Okay. You know, I like you, Edgar.
Dr. Fennell says 40%.
40%. I like it. Anybody for 100?
John Hayes says 20%.
Every company is going to have to, because you do have a budgetary constraint. You have things that you need to do with money. So you can't put every dollar you make into marketing. That's obvious. But here's what they said. Your marketing budget, they said, should be unlimited. Unlimited. And the reason why they said that is because if your marketing is done right, if you've got metrics in place to monitor where the marketing is going, if you're tracking how many clients are coming in from this activity, how many clients are coming in from that activity, if you're putting everything in place around marketing to monitor and measure how successful it is, every dollar you spend in marketing should be multiplied. So if you spend $10 within a short period of time, you should get 20. If you spend $1,000, you should be getting $2,000 to $3,000 back. And 2 to 3 times is a very low return on investment. Oftentimes, Nike, Adidas, all the big companies out there, Intel, why do they spend millions and billions of dollars on marketing? Because they're expecting it to be coming back 5 to 10 times. The average return on an investment in marketing, depending on how your business is structured, should be 3 to 10 times a return. Most people put money into marketing and they don't know how much they're putting in, and they don't track how successful it is. There are some certain foundational pieces, like a website, like business cards, like a logo, that really don't have a way to track how much of a return am I getting. But in the big picture of things, those are the basic fundamental elements of marketing that is going to be a necessity to then build marketing campaigns that can go out and do telephone or direct mail or SEO or pay-per-click or whatever type of marketing activity or marketing campaign you're doing. There should be a multiplying effect for every dollar you spend in marketing. So in essence, if you have $100,000 of net profit, after you take your salary and everything else, you've got $100,000. If you put that into marketing, you should, if you do it smartly, you should be able to get $500,000 to $1 million from that investment. But you're right, Becky. Marketing is the first activity that everyone cuts because they're thinking, oh, we'll cut back on marketing because our salespeople need to be the ones that are going out there and making sales. But if marketing is done right, the sales team has an easier job, they're more successful, they make more money, they're cutting their foot to spite themselves.
Right. I totally agree. Oh, by the way, we got other percentages as well.
More percentage.
Tricia said 60%, Cindy said 25%, and Dan said 80%. And this was before you gave away the answer. So it's
That's
unlimited,
awesome.
huh?
It should be unlimited. The average business, I will tell you, the average business is between 15 and 30% of their net profit is returned back into marketing as a budget, because we always want a budget. But the thing is that the more successful your marketing activities are, the better you're going to be at getting a bigger multiplier. I have known companies that have had a 25% return on every dollar they spend in marketing. So does anyone have any questions so far about marketing versus sales? And then we're going to get into the really fun stuff that Becky can't wait for.
What is that?
Networking. But does anyone have any questions about marketing and sales?
No, somebody, let's see. audio. Somebody asked about the audio, but it's working fine for everybody. Trisha's just having a problem with audio. I think it's just Trisha. You broke up a couple times. I may have broken up a couple times, but no. So yeah. So I was just checking with that. So go ahead, Luke. Sorry.
Okay, so the next I'm sorry. The next thing is networking. The first thing I will say, and I often will say this before I gave it away, but I gave it away already. I ask people all the time, is networking a marketing activity or is it a sales activity? And a lot of people believe that networking is a sales activity because if you go out there networking, and I know that we have a lot of networkers on the line, if you go out there networking, 90% of the people that are out there are salespeople. They're trying to sell. And so if by chance they are out there trying to sell, you're going to actually get into you're going to have a dilemma in the fact that networking is a marketing activity. A marketing activity isn't about selling. It's about setting yourself up to demonstrate who needs you, what you offer. It's education. There are so many ways that you can technically be educating people on your products and services without actually selling them anything. What you want to do is, what's the old adage? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. That is a marketing adage. I want to lead them to the point that they want to actually use my services. If I was a salesperson, I'd be forcing their head in the river. But the thing is that because I'm a marketing person, I'm leading them to the water and letting them have the opportunity to drink out of it, and then it's going to be their idea, not my idea. So I'm not going to be pushy, I'm not going to be hard-handed, and I'm going to have a better relationship. Does that make sense?
Right. Wait a minute. I gotta.
What's that, Becky? Is everything okay?
The phone.
What's that?
The phone rang, so I had to mute. So go ahead.
Oh, okay, got it. Sorry. Now I'm going to have to get back into this. I just wanted to make sure that that made sense. That marketing, you can sum up marketing and networking as leading a horse to water and not making them drink. You're letting them have the choice. So if you think about marketing as a way to educate people in what services that they should have, or what services your ideal client should have, or what products your ideal client would need, when you're standing in front of your ideal client, they're going to go, oh, I need that. Oh, I want that. And then they're initiating the sales conversation. You're not.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, totally.
So both online and in-person networking, so social media and all the different type of connections that you do online, emails, newsletters, all that is marketing. In-person networking is even more important because networking builds two different things. And this is something, going back to the first thing, marketing builds credibility, relationship, and reputation. In networking, you have 5 seconds to build credibility. And what you do is you do that by your image, you do that by your business card, you do that by your first introduction, how are you? But as soon as you meet somebody face to face, now you're starting already into building a relationship. So across the room, they might say, oh, that guy looks like a financial advisor, or that guy looks like a marketing consultant, or that guy looks like a construction guy. That gives you a little bit of credibility. But it's when you start building the relationship that all of that credibility is going to be either made to be true or made to be false. So I don't necessarily think networking builds a lot of credibility, but it builds relationship. And then as you get to know people, as you develop those relationships, those strong relationships, and you start working with people and you build those strong client bases, then you create reputation. Even if you don't, if you go to networking events and none of those people are your client, you're still building a relationship by showing up. This is something that Becky says a lot. If you're wanting networking to work, you have to show up. You have to be dependable. If you come to a networking event, if you were to be an I Take the Lead, or if you were to go to a chamber event, or if you were to go to a networking event that happens once a month, and you go once a year, or you go once a month for something that's weekly, you go once every month to something that's weekly, well, you're not showing up. People are not going to think of you first thing. You're losing credibility. You're losing the reputation. You're losing the relationship. The reputation is going to be determined by whether or not you show up and you're presenting yourself in a way that is reasonable for the products and services that you're offering. Networking is huge about building relationships. If you have strong relationships with people, you're going to have a strong reputation with people, and those two things will lend to the third R. You're going to get referrals from people, and referrals are worth a lot. That is the golden ticket to business. That is the golden ticket to marketing. If somebody else, if Becky tells somebody that they need to talk to Luke, that I have the answer to everything that they need, that person's already sold. They want to work with me. Now I just have to show them that, yes, they really want to work with me, but 90% of the job is already done. If marketing is done well, sales becomes a simple transaction. So here's all my contact information, and I know that this is I've kind of gone through this a lot, but I wanted to make sure that there was a lot of time for questions and for anyone that might want to ask anything about marketing. Again, my name's Luke Adams, and I'm with CR Squared Marketing. My phone number and my email address, and all of this will be on the replay. And if you email Becky or you reply to the meetup group, we can get all that information for you. But if you go to crsquaredmarketing.com, it'll redirect you to my website, and that will be how you can reach me.
Luke, Cindy asked a question. She asked why you were talking about networking. She said, wouldn't that depend on if it's a service or product? She says her marketing has been networking to meet real estate investors. So Cindy, are you a realtor, or are you a lender, mortgage lender, or what exactly is it that you do, Cindy, if you don't mind us asking? And it takes her a minute. Luke, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I actually took the slide share away, so I'm actually looking at this too.
Oh, okay.
So Cindy, my question for you would be, your marketing has been to network and meet real estate investors. If you're a real estate agent, or you're somebody that's helping people flip houses or something like that, and you want real estate investors to be the primary person that you come after, that's still your client. It doesn't matter what products or services you're doing. When you go out to a meeting, and this is cardinal rule number one, as far as networking goes. Your job when you're out networking is to educate everyone on two things. Number one, what do you do? And I've talked with people a lot about 3 keys to positive marketing. There's image, there's brand, and there's message. And the message is your elevator pitch. What do you do? But you also have to make sure that when you answer that question, what do you do, that you are prompting your ideal clients, or people that know your ideal clients, you're prompting them to come back and ask you more questions. So as long as you know the one person, that ideal client, you can really tailor your messaging. You can tailor your marketing. When you go out there, you're looking for real estate investors. That's great, but you may not run into any real estate investors. But that doesn't mean that the people in the room don't know real estate investors. So you want to make sure that your message answers the question, what do you do? And number 2, you're educating them on who you're looking for. Because if I'm in a room with Becky and Becky is not my ideal client, then I would want to make sure that Becky knows who I'm looking for, so that when she runs into that person, Becky goes, you need to talk to Luke.
Amen.
Did that make sense, Cindy?
She hasn't responded, but I don't know why it keeps popping up my picture. I so agree, Luke. I see people, you know, what are the chances of running into your perfect client? It's maybe 1 out of 100, but you have 99 people there that could refer you, and so I totally agree with that.
Yeah, I think that it's a different situation. A lot of people, like I said, a lot of people think that networking is a sales activity.
Right.
Now, sales activities, this is another definition, another change of thought process. When you go into a sales opportunity, when you go into a meeting and you've got sales on the brain, you're thinking, I'm going to sell to that person. If you take sales away and you think about everything you do as marketing, it changes the concept. The concept now is, I want to put the word out there. I want to educate people on what's going on. I want to just spread the word, and then your ideal clients are going to come back to you. When it comes to marketing, marketing is a longer term situation. It's not an immediate. Sales is immediate. Marketing is a long term. Sales gets frustrating. There's sales cycles. It goes up and down, up and down, up and down. Marketing, if it's done gradually, brings a flood of clients in. It just takes time to build up the momentum, and as long as you're tracking and you're making sure what you're doing is accessible and preferred by your ideal client, then it's just getting the word out there to those people, or to the people that know those people, or the people that know those people. And then at that point, you are able to get those people to come and talk to you, and then you're doing what you want to do, which is, sales sucks. We want to actually work for people. We want to get people to get their needs met. We want to give people what they want, what they need, and we want to help people.
Absolutely. So, Luke, how long have you been networking?
I've been networking for over 15 years. I think I'm always going to have networked over 15 years. It might be 20 now, but
yeah, really.
I actually have a tendency of, I've always been a people person, and I could probably say that I've networked for over 40 years, because I never throw away business cards. I never throw away contacts. I know people from college and from high school that I will reach out to, and it's just maintaining relationships. Networking is all about relationships. There's a part of me that sometimes would like to go over and say, hey, I want to be in relationship marketing, but relationship marketing it's a played out term. Relationship marketing has been tied to multi-level marketing, a lot of other things. But right. Marketing, 90% of marketing is about building those solid relationships. If you do credibility, that's to start off with a more solid relationship. If you are working on your reputation, it's to bring that relationship to the next level. So everything comes back to credibility, relationship, reputation. They're all integrated, but it's all about the relationship when you're networking.
Absolutely. And I don't know if you noticed Steve's remark. He says he was going through his business cards last night. He had very few customers in the stack, but he's got a big stack of power type people. I assume he means power partners.
Yes, and Steve, that's great. When you're going through it, I classify those out. I have prospects. I have power partners or partner type cards. People that either have services that my clients need, or people that have services that their clients might need my services. I spend more time focusing on power partners than I do on clients. Because if I can educate those power partners, if I get 2 or 3 people that are in business development, 2 or 3 people that are in accounting, 2 or 3 people that are into incubator type stuff where there's people that are trying to grow businesses, I will work with them and I will spend more time with them, even though it takes a lot of my time. I will take the time because they will return time over time after time, more and more and more clients. It's not about the short term, although we do all have to pay our bills, and so we do look for clients, but it's about the long term, getting a very substantial client base that will allow for an extended business plan. Because if you can be sustainable, then you can go for the longer term, and then you're just going to thrive. And Cindy, thank you for that investor that fixes up and flips houses. That's great. You're probably not going to see most of those type people out at a networking event, but if you think about it, all of the people that are there know people that do what you're looking for. And so when you're looking at whatever you're doing now, what type of profession are you in, Cindy?
I think that's what she is. She's an investor, because I had asked her what she did.
Oh, okay. So that's what you do. So what I would possibly look for, Cindy, going back to what Steve said, you want to look for power partners. I actually have a client right now that's doing exactly what you're doing. They're looking for troubled properties that they can buy, fix them up, and then flip them. And what I would say is that there's two different people that you should look at, and I don't know if you've ever thought about this, but senior care facilities, people that are looking at maybe placement agencies. So before they actually get into a senior care facility, the people that you would go to that's going, hey, let's look around and find the right place. Those are the people that might need to sell their house in order to then to move into that retirement facility or that assisted care facility. And they might be motivated. That might be the perfect power partner, is somebody that's placing people and they can't get placed until their house sells. You might be a great power partner for that person. Does that make sense?
It does to me. Absolutely. And I know as a person who used to do that same thing, yeah, it makes great sense.
You have to find the people that are going to, it's like I tell people all the time, marketing is not rocket science. There are some tried and true things that you can do, but there's a lot of things that you can try that will be successful because of your personality, because of your effort, because of what you are made of. And it's really important that you're doing marketing activities that will lead to sales. Don't get me wrong, sales is important, but the primary thing is marketing. If you can actually do marketing activities that will fit with your personality, that you enjoy doing, then you're just going to be able to go out there and do it. That's one of the reasons why here in Portland, I've started up networking and wine. I love wine, I like networking. So once a quarter, I put on an event. I bring in some vineyards, they have free wine tasting, and it's like people come and they just mingle and network and exchange business. Okay, and I see this for Cindy. I was going to say my elevator speech. How do you market yourself to someone that has the funds but you haven't seen in a long time?
Or even that you've just met?
I guess the question I have for you, Cindy, is what is your elevator pitch? The elevator pitch is, and there's a lot of people, and here in Portland we've kind of dumbed it down so that it's the same thing every single time. Your elevator pitch should be 9 to 15 words. 9 to 15 words that explains what you do, but also engages people to ask questions. It encourages people to ask questions. And Cynthia, I will get to you in just 1 second, so I just want to finish this with Cindy. What I would say is that with me, when people ask me what do, I say, I help my clients build credibility, relationship, and reputation to attract their ideal client. Yes, marketing is in my company name, but I don't mention marketing. I don't tell people that I can do logos and business cards and websites and I can help you go out there and be a successful network. networker. I actually say I help my clients build credibility, relationship, and reputation to attract their ideal client. The reason why is because that prompts people to ask questions. It's not the typical marketing answer. If you're in real estate, you don't say, well, I'm a real estate investor. I fix up properties and flip them. And I'm looking for this. That's the last thing you want to do. You want to be creative. You want to get something so that your ideal clients or the people that know your ideal clients want to come and approach you. It might be, I help people get into their desired living situation, whether it be a retirement facility or whether it be their dream home. That's something that you could possibly say, because if they need to sell a house in order to get their dream house, well, maybe you can buy their house so they can go faster. You never know exactly what's going on. You can also possibly, Cindy, and I don't know if you've thought about this, you could also possibly be a consultant, and you could actually help them turn their house that they have right now into their dream house, or possibly with a little bit of a concession or something like that for the hours that you're putting in, you can help them fix it up to flip, depending on what the situation is. So you just have to be very careful on what you do depending on the real estate laws in the state that you're in. But at the same time, there's lots of different options, and you can market yourself in a way that will get a lot of people interested in what you're doing.
Luke, can I ask you a question before you move on to Cindy Lee? Because a lot of the people on here are long distance. They're not in the Portland area. And are you available? Would you be able to help them if they needed help, like tweaking their elevator pitch, or do you have any specials going on or anything like that?
Absolutely.
Help them long distance.
Absolutely, and I do have a special. Thank you very much, Becky. Right now, and everyone asks this, and it's really kind of hard to say sometimes, even though I'm in marketing and I'm in sales. Everything that I do in marketing is intellectual capital. Once I put it out there, like this presentation here, you guys have it. I might have to refine a couple of topics for you, but intellectual capital is one of those situations that gets a big price tag. And so whether you're in Arkansas or Denver or San Diego or here in Portland, a lot of times people go, well, I can't afford marketing. But because a lot of people spend a lot of money and they charge a lot of money for the marketing services. I have a special. It's a 1-hour consultation. And yes, I can work anywhere. It doesn't have to be just in Portland. It can be anywhere in the United States, anywhere that there's a phone line. We can even do it via Skype or through Google+. And I've got a 1-hour consultation for $150, and that's under half of what my normal hourly is. So it's a really great deal, and I promise, I guarantee that you'll get a lot out of it.
Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you for that. And then you got Cindy Lee's question.
Yeah, and I'm just reading that. I'm a graphic designer, and I always see a big wall build up when I approach someone. Don't know how much to convince a person to use my services when there is so much out there on the internet, or people just use Facebook or do their flyers themselves. Well, Cynthia, you know, I have a question for you, and I hope that you're listening to this and there's not that much of a delay. I will keep talking after so that you can answer my question. Are you going after power partners? Because I will tell you, as far as me being a marketing consultant, if I were you as a graphic designer, I would talk to every single business coach, marketing consultant, everyone that's out there, because 90% of the marketing consultants that are out there are not graphic designers. And so I would say that, who is your power partner? A lot of times you're thinking, oh, I need to go out and pitch a branding concept, or I need to pitch business cards. I wouldn't do that. I would just listen to people, and when they're saying, wow, I'm not getting phone calls for this marketing material, I'm not doing this, I'm not getting what I want, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, then what you can go, hey, do you mind if I have, can I give you like 2 pieces of information? Sure. Can I see your business card? Their business card, as a graphic designer, their business card is going to tell you a lot. If it's flimsy, if it was printed at Kinko's on the cheapest paper possible, that's an ideal client for you. Anyone that has, and as a graphic designer, this is probably true for you because I've used this, an ideal referral for me is anyone that's using Gmail, Frontier, Comcast, Xfinity as an email address. My business name, cr2marketing@gmail.com. By the way, everyone that's on the call, that is not okay. Anybody can have a business. Anybody can have a business. It takes me 2 seconds to do up business cards. And
Oh, Luke, I can't hear you. Uh-oh. Luke, we lost you. Yeah. Yeah, I can't. Can everybody hear me? I can't hear Luke either. I emailed him and let him know. Okay, yeah, Marilyn says, yeah, hi Marilyn, how are you? Marilyn can't hear him either. Something must have happened to his earpiece or something. I'm not sure what happened. I did email him. Let me see. We'll end it if we don't get him on pretty quick. But I do want to say, Luke has helped a lot of different companies here in the Portland area and actually in the Seattle area as well. I recommend taking him up on his offer. If you just, oh, Luke sounds fine, just kidding. Steve. Just start a conversation with him. He's a very giving person, and he's very, very talented, always thinking outside the box. And basically what he was saying to you, Cindy Ali, is instead of trying to sell to companies, look for power partners because they're going to get you in the door. And Luke knows this. Luke is the one that gets the web people in to see his clients. He gets the graphic artists in to see his clients because he's already saying, listen, you've got to work with Jody, or you've got to work with Thomas. And he's laid the foundation for you. So instead of getting out there, nobody likes to be sold. Nobody wants to have somebody come at them and oh, here he goes. Luke, are you on there? Hi, we missed you.
I'm sorry, I don't have any idea what happened.
Yeah, we don't either. Well, anyway, so I was just I said a couple nice things about you, but then I was just sharing back to Cindy Ali, the fact that people don't like to be sold. I don't want to be sold. If somebody tries to sell me, I send them off. I'm kind of crude about it. And so I totally agree with you. And I've seen you refer. I've seen you get people working with your clients, and because of your credibility and the fact that you're referring them, they wouldn't even consider working with somebody else when you refer someone. So
absolutely,
yeah.
And I lost the question and answer page, so I don't see that anymore. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know.
But as far as that goes, Cindy, you were talking, and I hope that that made sense, Cindy Lee. As far as being a graphic designer, and I don't know if I said this before I got disconnected, but if you need some marketing, if you're concerned about pitching or whatever, please follow up with me. Take me up on my special offer, because that's not a pitch. It's just the fact that I know that I can help you. And by the way, where are you at as far as what part of the country are you in? And then Cindy, as far as networking, when you go to lunch or when you meet with somebody, that is a great follow-up for you to actually go out there and talk to people. But that is also a marketing activity. So if by chance you're going to a chamber or you're going to an I Take the Lead meeting and you meet with somebody one-on-one to talk more about your business, make sure you talk about their business first. Then you can come and talk about yours and have it an equal exchange. It is still marketing. It's educating them on what's going on. It's not about selling them. It's about making them want to open up their Rolodex and give you the 10,000 people that they have in that Rolodex right there, or even the 100 people that are in that Rolodex, to be able to utilize you as their service provider.
And Cindy Lee says she's in Colorado.
Perfect.
Also, I wanted to let you know, Cindy said thanks for the advice.
Awesome. Thank you. Cindy Lee, yeah, definitely give me a call if you're interested. Again, my phone number, 971-217-6050. Not right now.
Slow down, I'll put that. 971-217.
6050. There are things that you can do that will be very, very good. And did you guys hear my rant about domain names? Don't use Gmail, Frontier, Xfinity?
Yes, we did. Or yeah.
Awesome. I just want to make sure you got that one, because there are so many business cards. When you're going out there and you're going through a networking event, I would pull every single business card. Any business card that doesn't meet your muster, call them up for a one-on-one and educate them on the pros and cons. Give them a little free advice on business cards, and you'll probably get a better client by giving a little bit of information for free than to actually try to go, oh, you really need my help. Nobody wants to be told that they need you. They want to come to a conclusion that they need you.
Exactly. Exactly.
So is there any other questions coming in?
No, I think that was it. When we couldn't hear you, Steve said, oh, Luke sounds fine. Just kidding.
Nice.
I wonder if it's a Steve you know. I don't know who it was. Yeah.
You know, Steve, that's not Steve Schwartz, is it?
No, I'm sure. Yeah. No, I don't think so. Yeah. Oh, lost Luke's voice. Oh, Cindy. Yeah. It's back. Well, anyway, I'm going to end it for today, and I will. I've got everybody who gets on these. I put you on a MailChimp newsletter, and I will send Luke's domain. What did he mean with domain, web page, or email address? Oh, Mary asked, what did you mean by that?
What I mean by that, Mary, is that the end of your email address, like mine, luke@cr2marketing.com, the CR2 marketing, that's the important one. Have a domain name that you're going to use for your website as well as for your email. If you're using Gmail, Yahoo, Comcast, Xfinity, Frontier, you name MindSpring, anything that is not your own personalized domain name, you could possibly be seen as less credible. You could possibly be seen as a fly-by-night company. Even if you have legitimate products and services, you don't want to actually put out there something that could possibly take away from you in the future.
Let's see. So, okay. Okay, so we're gonna end it for now. I want to thank Luke. I really appreciate. I love listening to you. Luke does a variety of presentations. The last one he did. Well, oh, don't add the Hangout toolbox on here. The last one he did was on how to network a room, and so we have that out on YouTube. And then he's also got another one about becoming your network's Google. So we'll have him again speak soon. I did want to let you know next week we have Jeff Mays, who is an insurance agent in Washington. He's going to be presenting 5 keys to improving your networking in the new year. And I want to thank Luke. I want to thank everybody for being on the webinar today. We had a lot of great feedback from everybody, a lot of great questions. And Luke, do you have any last minute? Oh, and then I was starting to say I'll get everybody the newsletter. I'll put Luke's web address in the newsletter, cr2marketing.com, and but also you'll get the replay.
And if anyone is interested in taking me up on my offer, give me a call or an email. Just mention that you were on the webinar today, but it's $150 for a 1-hour consultation. Anything about marketing, networking, I'll even dive a little bit into sales if you really need it, but it's pretty much marketing will lead you to the golden frontier.
Okay. Well, thanks everybody. Thanks, Luke, and see you next week. Bye-bye.